My viewers, I greet you all. This is the Genevieve Kibbumba YouTube channel. Treat people well. You never know what happens in future. One wise man said, whatever you need on earth is with people. Therefore, as long as we are here on earth, we need and we should treat people well, especially the people around us. It matters how we treat people, and our relationship with people will either make us or break us. It will either work for us or it will work against us. I'm going to share with you an experience in my life which shook me out of my boots, as people say, because I knew God was with me. I got a tenant for in one of my houses. To me, it was normal stuff. It was business as usual. People would come, rent, and go. So I thought this was one of them. So this one was not the usual stuff. I welcomed this gentleman, and he actually gave me the reason why he was renting on my houses. He had a family in the village a bit far from town, but he was pursuing his degree and needed a quiet place to read. I'm sure even you, my listener, you will be convinced by that reason. So he paid and he entered, and life continued. After a few weeks, he told me that he was able to fix me for employment in local government, where I would give advice, sit in a meeting, earn some good money, and that was it. So he asked me for my CV. I gladly and willingly gave him my credentials. I waited and waited, and nothing came out. But I knew he was still trying, but it never came out. Meanwhile, we remained on good terms. He was a sick man, so when I would come across some remedies to his sickness, I would share with him and give him the information, and we continued. Whenever he would go up country for official duties, he had an official car. He would buy things cheaply, and he would share with the landlady, which was me. He stayed 4 years in that house. Then he got a problem. He had told me earlier, as I told you, that he had a family in the village. Now, for this residence, my residence, he got somebody, which we commonly call a side dish. She came to occupy this place. The wife at home got to know. So she came one day early in the morning to fight for her rights. I heard the noise and quarrels and what, but I kept in my house. I did not want to interfere in people's family affairs. Later on, a vehicle came, and then I saw things being loaded. I didn't wait anymore. I said I had to do something. I went to his house and entered, only to find a group of people trying to sort out the matter, but they had failed. So I greeted everyone. Then I addressed him in particular as to what I was saying. I politely told him that nothing was being taken out until he pays my rent of 6 months. It was a bombshell. The aggrieved wife tried to reject that her husband cannot owe such an amount. I just turned to her and said, well, if you have the money, just put it in my hand, 6 months rent, and I will not interfere anymore. So the man apologized to me, but I was a different person. I did not accept the apology. I told him, actually, I ordered that the things that had been put on the vehicle should be brought back to the house. They were brought back, and I locked the house, saying I would not open it until the last shilling was paid. The wrangle ended, and the people went away. I later called him and explained to him that I had to do something to save the situation. He had understood. He later came back, and life continued. He owed me nothing, But I said he owed me 6 months. I thought I needed to tell that lie, hoping that he would not give me away. But he was a sharp man. He didn't give me away. That incident earned me respect from this gentleman. He came to my house a few weeks after with this question: Mrs., why do you think I came to rent on your houses? I gave him the reason he had given me. He said, surely, of all the houses in town, is this where I could have chosen? I told him, but you chose it. I was wondering why he was asking me. He then opened up and he said that he had come as an enemy to destroy a public enemy, which was me. Because he had heard a lot about me. People had told him a lot of negative things about me. So he decided on his own that he should do away with this public nuisance, which was me. I did not want to believe that this was true or real, but it was. It was 4 years with this man, and now he's telling me this. I feared. I feared him, but then what could I do? He had spoken. He went on to explain that he had been watching out for those things he had heard about me, but he had seen nothing. He said that instead, he saw the best landlady he had ever met. I was not impressed by this compliment. Instead, I saw the hand of God upon me. This man could have poisoned me because I was free in his house. He could have done anything and nobody would have ever suspected him. Come to think about it, it was not my doing, it was God. If I had had a run-in with this man, I don't know what was awaiting. An enemy of 4 years in the same locality, it took God for my life to be spared. People will talk about you and me. The only thing you and me can do is that make sure they are not telling the truth when they speak bad things about me. From that time, I don't mind what lies people talk about me. Rather, I mind what truth they speak about me, because that is what God is talking about me. I mind what they talk about me. If it's the truth, it had better be good truth. Just think about it. If I had mistreated this gentleman, I was dead meat. Treat people well. You never know. When you treat them well, you do yourself a service. It helps only you and you. So better treat people well. You never know. Keep watching the Genevieve Kibbumba YouTube channel.